want that. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pain-Free Posture. Grab your strap and your blocks and your mat today. And if you like this class, please like and subscribe to the channel and you'll get informed when new classes are up. Thanks so much. Go ahead and start standing. Are you all ready? Go ahead and take a moment just to feel the weight on your feet and notice, hey, Chatty Cathy, Faye, it's time, we're going. Look at that car. Squirrel. Feel your feet on the floor and check your alignment. Notice, close your eyes and feel what's happening as you check in with your feet. Do you feel like you're heavier, more on one toe, more on one heel? Just notice where you're at today. And then check again when we're done and see if that's changed. We're gonna go from your hips today. So go ahead and turn your feet out and go right into a butt squeeze. So if you have femurs that turn in or femurs that turn out or any misalignment between where the knee and the hip engage, then sometimes we have a difference in the butt, where the head of the femur sits in the socket and where the butt, which wraps around to the greater trochanter, engages. So see if you can straighten your legs, soften your thighs, and squeeze and release your butt muscles. And just check, are they the same from one side to the other? This is where my right hip doesn't do it as well. When I saw Pete Egoscue, he said, yeah, that hip is a little flat. It's also the hip that's been hit by a bus, landed on hundreds of times off of tabletops and through the trees, and it definitely has crashed a few times. So I'm grateful that that hip has stayed as functional as it has. It's also the reason that I found Egoscue at 21. It's because I was having pain in that hip when I was standing and I couldn't run. Feet pointed straight ahead. Bend your knees just a little bit. Find your glutes. Again, 20 more squeezes. Squeeze and release your butt muscles. So today we're going from the core out to the periphery. Imagine that you're taking your sit bones and squeezing them toward your tailbone, and that may alter the position of your pelvis just slightly. You were anteriorly tilted, or if your pelvis goes this way, like you're dumping water out the front of your belly and is a little bit tight back here, then maybe finding your glutes brings you to neutral, where the sit bones squeeze toward the tailbone. If you're like this, maybe your glutes are just shut down completely, and just finding them is what we're doing here. Great. Fold your fingers to your palms. Bring your hands to your temples. Bring your elbows all the way together so they touch, and take a deep breath. Open up the space in your thoracic back and then open your arms back out. All the way together, all the way back 20 times. Pulling the fingers in toward the palms a lot. As you pull your fingers to press the tips of your fingers against your palm, you pull all those tendons tight in your wrist and your forearm to help align the bones in the forearm and the upper arm. You can even feel muscles in your elbow. It's probably about 20. Good. Then into arm circles. Rib cage stays down in line with your pelvis. Go into a full fist. Squeeze a fist, then bring your arms out to the sides. Squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back. Circle forward, 20 circles. Squeeze a fist. Then spread your fingers as wide apart as you can. Same thing. Spread them. And release. This time, don't squeeze your shoulders. This time, try to press your shoulder blades apart. Palms up. Squeeze a fist. Circle backwards. Widening the shoulders off your back as best you can. And then open fingers, palms up, widen. How far can you reach? Same thing. Ribs in. Notice if your ribs just popped forward. And release. Good. Take your hands gently behind your head. Press your head into your hands so that your head moves back over your shoulders. Keep your elbows narrow towards your nose. Bend your knees. Stick your booty out. And then take a side bend up and over. Big breath. Head back in your hands. Ribs full, butt sticking out. How far over can you go? You can bounce and pulse it a little bit. Inhale, come up. Other side, elbows stay narrow toward your nose. Bend your knees, stick your booty out. Up and over. Up again. Over to the first side, one more. Side bend. And those little pulses with your legs are fine. That whole side line of muscles. Opening, engaging, and second side. All the way up and over. Big breath into the side ribs. Elbows stay narrow. And back up. Awesome. Onto your hands and knees. Round and arch, cats and dogs. 10 times, all the way up, all the way down. You do it however you want today. All I want you to make sure of is that your shoulder blades get really wide apart and then sink together. In your middle back, not up around your neck. And then grab your blocks. You're going to put them so that your elbows can bend into a modified floor block. So both arms in this position. Forehead resting on the floor, nose to nose smush. Let your wrists hang off the blocks. Pigeon toe your feet, toes together, heels out. Ribs gently tucked underneath you so there's a gentle rounding in your upper back. First thing I want you to notice when you get in here is, do your shoulders feel really different from one side to the other? Like if one sits much more forward or something, it may feel like it doesn't quite hold this position very well. And sometimes we even pull people out of it because we may not get what we want out of this exercise. If there's too much scoliosis in someone's upper back, or there's too big of a difference between the right and left shoulder, sometimes we aren't going to get what we want out of this. But just notice how it is for you. And then what I want you to do is spread your fingers really, really wide, and then lift your hands so that your fingers start to point up to the sky. Your fingernails are going to be what does that. Now that's a activation of the mid trap. So as you lift your fingernails to the sky, you should be able to feel a muscle underneath your shoulder blade in toward the middle of your back activate. And then release your hands down and take it back up again. Up and breathe. And down. Five more. Good. Now I'm going to hope that you have more muscles in the hand, arm, and upper back that are active. I'm going to have you go ahead and do 2 sets of 10 push-ups on your feet, on your knees, however you feel like. Get them in. 2 sets of 10 push-ups. Awesome. Stay on your hands and knees. From your knees, let's do a couple spinal waves. So you're going to go down as if you're getting underneath something. Let your spine go through kind of a rotation into a cobra, and then pull with your knees, engage your hips, go back underneath. Then moving through your whole spine, connecting your shoulders, your mid-back into your pelvis, down, through, and up, and then pull with your hips back through. Have a seat. Cross the left leg over the right. Pull it in. Make sure both butt cheeks are on the ground. Take that left hand behind you. Sit really tall across the right. Sitting floor twist. Breathe. Not much movement happens in the low back from the rib cage and above. A lot of movement can happen through the obliques in your belly. These cross muscles into this spiral line of muscles. Activate your hands. Or hold it for a minute. Allow yourself to gently twist. Use the breath. Full breath in, full breath out. Untwist. Switch sides. Yeah, that's right. Big deep breath in. Good. Allow this twisting to the other side. When the upper back is tight, sometimes there can be excess twist happening in the low back. So allow your body to do that gently. Remember, lengthening of muscles is actually a chemical reaction that happens to let the muscle filaments slide apart. It's not actually a stretch like we think of it. So your body has to feel safe to allow the rotation to occur. Untwist. Release. Excellent. Onto your back. Arms out by your sides. Hands pressing down into the floor. Fingers spread wide. Knees bent. Press the entire arm into the floor. So we're working back into that upper body. Curve in your low back. Curve in your neck. Gentle rounding in your upper back. So ribs kind of in. Press the whole arm down into the floor, fingers spread as wide as they can, and then release. Again, press. Just notice what's the difference between the right and left. If you have tightness in the front side of your chest, either on the right or left side, that could change the ability of the rotator cuff to activate. Press and release. Those deepest muscles in your body will shut down or be inhibited if the position is not in a place where it can activate. So if you think about that, if the rotator cuff is not working, either because of a swelling event, an injury, or just the position of the shoulder, you go to throw a ball and you're trying to do it with that secondary set of muscles, which are much less precise. Don't let the bone, the humerus, bone rotate well in the socket, then your setup for injury or your possibility of injury is much greater. Okay, hands into a fist now. See if you can feel the rotator cuff activate as you go into a fist. And then again, press the whole arm down into the floor. Press, release, press, release. Keep going. Flip them over, hands spread wide, fingernails into the floor. See if you can get all of the fingernails to touch the floor as you press the backside of your arm into the floor. Press, hold, activate all the muscles in the arm, in the upper back, between the shoulders. Release, press, release, press, release. Not know why.
So you think it's music?
I don't know. It's Halloween music. It's Halloween music. It's sick. I don't know what's that. I think it's horror. Timing is very off.
Remember when we had those old record players and some of us?
Okay, make a fist. Same thing. Squeeze a fist. Feel all the way forearm into what muscles in your upper arm are active, into the rotator cuff in the shoulder. Press, release. Good, palms down, cross the right ankle over the left, spread your fingers super wide, take it all the way to the left side, look to the right, press the knee away from you, and breathe.
What are the boys' costumes for Halloween, do you know?
I have ninjas. Yes, and they are very excited they get to wear their costumes to karate class today, and they were like, oh, our costumes are perfect for karate. It's gonna be so fun. How about you? Anybody in here dressing up still?
It's the last one.
Okay. Come on up. Switch sides.
I'm gonna say like a 25-year-old, just like all of us.
Perfect. You're gonna be Ted Lasso? Awesome. I think I might be Dolly Parton if I can find the right wig.
Oh my gosh.
I'm feeling very inspired by her lately, so I'm gonna take her on.
Are you gonna wear falsies?
Eyelashes?
No.
Boobs?
I can't see where they know what goes on.
I think I might have to like put
Falsies or fake boobs?
falsies, fake boobs, balloons. I think I might use balloons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta like fall over, they're so big.
Yeah. Well, and she used to be much heavier. The picture that I just took, the Annie Leibovitz picture that I just took of her at somebody's house when she's with Arnold Schwarzenegger, she looks like she's like a, I don't know, size 8 or something in that photo. And now she's like twig.
Yeah, she was, when she first started, she had all the.
Curves. She had curves
everything
everywhere.
going with it. I think I saw her the very first time she was on TV.
Come on up, pelvic tilt.
On Johnny Carson. And it was
Rock backward and forward.
something.
Well, in the interview with Jane Fonda and who's the other actress she did,
Lily
Lily Tomlin, they said that even she would come over and they'd have like girls sleep over one night, that even when she would get up before everybody in the morning, she'd be fully made up with her wig on before, like no one ever saw her out of character.
Yeah.
No one. Besides maybe your husband, and nobody knows who he is really.
Yeah, that was always a big mystery too.
Talk about both.
I know, right? Okay. All the way over. All the way up to your feet. We're gonna borrow from yoga and do a full sun salutation. So, feet, toes together, heels apart. Reach all the way up. Forward fold. You may bend your knees and unlock this line between the superficial back line in anatomy train by taking a little bit of a knee bend. That makes it easier on some of the places in your back. I want your butt to be the highest place. So if you can't do that with legs straight, then please bend your knees. Inhale, lengthen and flatten your back, come up halfway. Exhale, fold all the way over. Let your head drop all the way. Then come all the way back up. Good. One more time. Full arm raise. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, take it over. Let your head go all the way. Then lift your head. Find the muscles in the back of your neck. Inhale, lengthen halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold. Left foot stays forward, right foot goes back, lunge. Go ahead and put your foot back so that it's at a 45-degree angle, and then work that foot so that that heel is moving down toward the floor. Inhale, reach all the way up. You may go to straight, or you can go into a little bit of a back bend if you choose it. Big breath. Exhale, forward fold. Both hands on the floor. Step back into your push-up position. Then however you want, lower down. Chaturanga. Tops of your feet down. Lift your shoulder blades up. All those muscles we just found with those presses, lift them up. Begin to curl and feel how well your body wants to do that curl. Shoulder blades move into the mid and upper back, curling up. Exhale, fold. Coming up this time, right leg goes forward between your hands, come into a lunge. Bring that back foot up, place the heel down. Lift your body up. Reach up. Good. Up to vertical or a little back bend. You decide. Hands to the floor. Step your leg back. Downward facing dog pose. 5 breaths. You can pedal out your dog here and move one heel to the floor and then the other. Focus on your breathing. Hands down into the floor. Excellent. Now, take your right foot, put it about halfway up. Work your front leg towards straight. Now, you may use one of your blocks if you like. Put the clock down if you need it. Right foot forward, take the right hand up so you're revolving that. Reach the arm toward the sky. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. Open that up. That's going to be a T-band. Spiral line through your body on your back. Full deep breath. Excellent. Hands down. Switch your feet. Second side. I'm going to go block to the inside.
Right hand to the block. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. So from the core all the way to the periphery is connected as you open that up. Big full breaths. And when you sit down, step back, downward facing dog pose. Forward into your push-up position and lower down. One more cobra. Tops of your feet down, lift your shoulders up, curling your back up. Feeling how far it wants to go, opening your belly, head up. Downward facing dog pose. 5 breaths. Walk your feet into your hands. Come all the way up to standing.
Take a big, wide stance.
Let your body go over, hip hinging, tailbone lifts to the sky. Walk yourself over to your left foot. Big full breaths between the hip and the ribs and the shoulder. Switch to the right foot. Back to the center. Hands to your hips. Squeeze your shoulder blades on your back. Use your butt muscles. Rise all the way back to standing. Walk it back in. Up onto your toes. 10 times. All the way up. Feel your feet. So let's do knees slightly bent first. So we'll go the connection from the soleus up to the glutes. So I'm like that position. Okay. Feel your feet really into the floor. And then go legs straight. Same thing, all the way up. All the way down. Then out. Legs straight. You could have a slight squeeze in towards each other so that there's an adduction. Those hamstrings up into the glute, you can feel them a little bit. And then see if you can notice them working all the way into the glute as you go up. And then pigeon toe, toes together, and bring the weight to the inside of your big toe. Allow the femur to rotate into that internal rotation. Let's go fingers spread really wide. See if that's helpful at all. And up and down. back to straight. Same thing. Thank you, Faye. All right, turn your feet out again. Then come up onto your toes and then allow your body to go down like a frog as far as it will go. Heels can come off the floor. Back stays in a really good position. Keep the arch in your low back. Good, fingers spread really wide so that that deep layer of muscles all the way through the system is working. And then power it back up, find your butt muscles and your thigh muscles. Come all the way back up. Good again. Heels stay lifted. Frog knee position. Let it go out. Come on down. Good. Power it up. Butt muscles. All the way up. One more. On this last one, if you choose it, you could add a jump. Go all the way up and jump. Nice work. Explosive. Okay. Back to your downward facing dog pose.
You may have found explosion.
Come forward into a crouching cat. So shoulders over your wrist, hands really gripping the floor, butt in the air. Hold that up there. Good. Turn your feet to the side. Stay in that position. Hold that position. You could add a pulse there, letting that whole side body work for you. Into that shoulder. And back to your crouching cat. Over to the other side. Down and press. One more challenge. One set of mountain climbers. I would like 20 of them. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back with a little hop. You could also step it so there's no impact. Breathe. Onto your back. Let's make sure your pelvis stays in neutral. Grab your strap. Loop it around your legs. Grab your block. We'll do double, double. Block at your feet. Strap at your knees. Make sure there's a little bit of an arch in your low back, gentle rounding through your mid back, and a curve in your neck. Shoulders gently resting on the floor. And then squeeze in with your feet and press out with your knees. So shins in, thighs out, release. Shins in, thighs out, release. Keep going, shins in, thighs out, let go. Let's do about 10 more. And then 10 lifts. and switch the block and the strap. You may need to tighten that strap just a little bit. Ankles out, knees in. At least 20 of those. Okay. Release that. And then move anything else you need to move one more time, maybe some femur rotations, just link that all together, reach your hands up over your head. And then choose whatever position you would like to choose for your meditation. Get into the position you'd like to be in and just notice your breath. You may choose eyes closed or eyes open today. What is the breath doing right now? Is it a little bit fast from what we just did, still coming down from those mountain climbers? Where is it moving in your body? What does it mean to observe the breath? How can that simple reminder bring us to the present moment every time? Now take a minute to observe thoughts or emotions or feelings. Notice where are they arising? What is the space in with which they are arising? Does it feel like there's a subject and an object? Like I'm sitting here and somewhere out there or somewhere in my head, there's a feeling or an emotion or a thought. Or can you dissolve some of that feeling and just notice that it's all arising in the space? Even your awareness of your physical body is arising in this space of consciousness. We can expand that space to encompass the energy of those of us here in this room, and even expand it again to know that all of us are paying attention to the space of consciousness right now, paying attention to our breath, between time zones even. We're all tapped into one unified field, one consensus reality at the moment. Now that we're aware of that, what can we do with that? Today, let's use that vibratory field that we all share to notice the loving, caring vibration that exists right there. And then ask that if there's anything that needs to be healed in your body, in your heart, in your mind, that vibration that we share come into all of our bodies, all of our emotional bodies, all of the wisdom body, and allow light to come in. And as the light comes in, that there's healing that happens. We know that when our physical body, emotional body, wisdom body is healthy, that's the vibration that we reflect back into the world. We can be calmer and more peaceful with ourselves and with all the people that we interact with today, because we already charged it up. Take one more breath and just breathe that vibration in. And if you have extra love to give today, send it back out. One more time. And as you surface out of your meditation today, just know that you'll feel amazing. Have an awesome day. You at home also have a fabulous day.